Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Tyranny with me, Bring It On. So off camera I spent some time updating several spells. I updated Versus Searing Palm to have the Sigil of Reaching Grasp. On my main character I updated Grave Grasp to have the Sigil of Cyclical Energies for reduced cooldown. Then I also swapped out my main character's Polished Arms for Crag Weapon, because the weapon we got last episode, Silver Core, provides 5 armor pen. Polished Arms offers another 4. For a total of 9, which might be overkill. I might swap back if I feel like I'm not doing enough damage, but Crag Weapon also kind of works like Armor Pen, since it does give me plus 15% crush damage, which my weapons don't currently have. They're both Slash and Pierce. Let me look at it, there we go. Or just Pierce in this case. So it does offer another damage type which can circumvent armor, so if they're resisting my slash and pierce damage, that 15% crush damage goes around that specific armor type. And while I don't necessarily care for on-crit effects, I prefer guaranteed damage or guaranteed effects. The Prone Affliction does sound pretty good, and it gives me an excuse to use a Sigil of Stone spell, which we don't have in our roster at all so far. So we're gonna give it a shot, and if I end up not liking this, when I get some more lore, we'll probably swap to a Vampiric Weapon. That requires 70, so we're just a little shy. And I'm pretty sure I updated all of Lantry's spells. Restoring Touch I gave Precise Action, because it was the only accent that was available. Spectral Blur I think I gave Precise Action as well, and maybe something else I don't remember. Search of Glory I gave Reaching Grasp. I replaced his Mischievous Mass with Healing Aura with the Sigil of Timeless Form, because I do plan on him going more of a healing route, and since I am making the Alchemist Gloves currently, I'll get more bang for my buck with that plus 20 to Control Life if he has more Control Life spells. So that was my reasoning there. Though I do like the crowd control of Mischievous Mass. Again, it's subject to change. Mirror Image. I don't know if I updated this. I could. I mean, I don't need that. If he has one more lore at 120, that actually offers, that opens up a lot of new spell combinations. But we're just shy. I updated Haste to have Sigil of Deflecting. So where's it at? Does it tell me? So reduce the damage a target takes from critical strikes. So whoever I put that on will be a little more tanky. Let's see. Vital Body I gave, I think, Sigil of Strength. And if we had, maybe it was Cyclical Energies. I don't remember how I updated this, or if I even did. Then Healing Wisps, I really want to give it a Sigil of Piercing, so it causes distant impact spells to travel through their targets in a piercing line. So it gives me another AoE heal, which sounds really nice. But I was just short. I think it was this one. Nope. This one? Yeah. So I'd swap out the Area of Effect Sigil for the Sigil of Piercing, but I need one more lore to do so. So we're going to hold off on that for right now. That should be all the updates that I made.
Bronze scrap is all that's left of the Unbroken caught in the storm. Where you see iron, Disfavored that died with them.
Alright, welcome to the Rust Canyons. I wedged into these rocks are the iron trappings of soldiers killed by Kyros' edict. Magical winds sheared away all flesh, leaving behind only rusting armor and weaponry. Resolute Blade. An unbroken soldier struggles to rise to his feet, one arrow lodged in his shoulder, the other in his thigh. He attempts to stand, but his muscles are too weak for the task. Are you alright, soldier? He turns to you in bafflement, squinting across the dust-strewn expanse, recognition barely evident in his gaze. The Ironclads don't usually ask questions before you start shoving spears in our guts. He hacks up a wad of bloody phlegm. Surprised you can even string words together. Before he can continue, you both catch the sound of iron boots trudging closer. Theodore. A disfavored soldier calmly approaches from the west. He regards the vulnerable southerner with a curled lip and a disapproving shake of his head. Weak and broken. Prisoners make for poor sport. Your escape was spirited, but darn foolish. He raises his sword and points it at the unbroken man's heart, poised to let it plunge and impale him to the filth-strewn ground. Is this really necessary? Observe with detached interest. I don't want to gain more wrath with the disfavored. I'm going to assume that I don't know what happened here, other than he tried to escape. So, maybe he killed somebody on the way out of the camp. Maybe this is a justified killing. I don't know. In one swift motion, he plunges his sword into the man's heart, pinning the fallen soldier to the rusted earth. This favorite soldier turns to the unbroken camp, frustration evident in his tone. Then his gaze shifts over to you, and back to the walls. I have reinforcements now, Elia. If you open the gates, I'd still make this easy on you. He passes you a knowing glance that suggests he's lying, and proud of it. You see a woman stride purposefully into view atop a platform along the wall's edge. She lifts a spear and hurls it at Theodore, cursing under her breath when it breaks against the rocks. I am so freaking tired of listening to you. Go shriek at someone else's fortress for a change, and stop trying to impress me by hunting down unarmed prisoners. Maybe the ladies of the north get shivery over your bravado, but all that tells me is that your codpiece is emptier than your skull. She takes a note of you with a raised brow. Glare silently. Make no mistake, Elia. You'd be better served as my camp slave than as my enemy. Such a waste of good potential. He tips his head to the west. Fatebinder, let's consult when you have a moment. Alright.
On it.
Well, courtesy dictates I go and speak to the disfavored first. Heavy leather bracers and a Tearsman hunting bow. No difference between the heavy and the light leather. Oh, 2 armor difference. Interesting. Alright, verse. Let's check out your bow. Yep, not as good. Alright, Theodore. Let's see. Let's get a look at the map real fast. It's actually quite large. The others have tried to take this place, with painful results. Are they gonna get mad if I try to, loot? Stone shield boots. Disfavored iron sword. The unbroken captain looks down from the elevated platform, resting a heavy boot on top of an axe, head buried in the wooden slats. She grips its handle as you approach. What do we have here? The Stormcaller, if I'm not mistaken. Elia frowns down at you. You screwed us over good with the Edict of Storms, but you gave us a fair warning beforehand. I give you that much by way of respect. Her expression twists with sudden recognition. Are you the one who screwed over Agathon at Duskwatch? We have nothing to say to one another. Either you're Graven Ash's favorite comfort soldier, or you just like to see honest folk die. Either way, you're a pile of beast crap to me. No matter what happens here, the Unbroken will take back Sentinel's stand and banish all you northern Petroffs from the tiers. I'd rather die than see Stalwart under Kyros' sigil. You can't imagine what I'd do to avoid it. The Unbroken stand in defiance of Kyros' rule. My presence should come as no surprise. Clueless lapdog, Elia spits. Of course I expected Kyros to dispatch someone eventually. The Overlord isn't in the habit of making appearances. You seem smart enough to realize that the Overlord's wrath kills servants and foe alike. Why aren't you smart enough to do anything about it is a mystery to me. Do you truly believe that you can win? I may die today, and Stalwart may remain a wasteland for another generation, but our people will remember. That memory will awaken a thirst only quenched by your Overlord's blood. That hope is enough to keep me standing in defiance. Can I win? Probably not. Can Stalwart? Absolutely. I hear you're looking for artifacts. Found anything? Yeah, your mother's pizzle cane. Elia slaps her knee and peers down at you with a grin. You're on the wrong side of this war to be asking me anything. If you tell me how to breach Sentinel Stand, I might show the Unbroken mercy. You pardon the crap out of me if I go ahead and ignore your northern rhetoric. You type sees us as nothing but future slaves, made only to serve the Empire's needs. This one's got a smart mouth. I like her. Think she'd be interested in joining us? To Elia. I suppose it's too late to offer you a spot in our party. She looks at you with total bewilderment. Are you freaking kidding me? I'd rather gargle beast milk. This whole interaction is hilarious. Well, a girl can't get everything she wants. What's important is you tried your best. I already know that the Disfavored are looking for artifacts of Stalwart. Also know that they're searching blind. I'll take my knowledge to the grave if it keeps you out of Sentinel Stand. You can count on that. She's got that look of someone who's lost too much to ever know fear again. Before you taunt your way into yet another battle, perhaps we should meet with Theodore. We can have this conversation again later, but with the Disfavored on our side. I can just take on the whole fort by myself. Well, you've made your choice. I will return. Don't leave me to wonder, you simpering three-ring upright. Elia makes a vulgar hand motion and turns away. Addendum added. Oh, this is for the quest. Alright, let's go talk to Theodore. A ragged stalwart flag sways gently in the wind, marking the site where its original owner died during the casting of the Edict of Storms. Heavy leather armor. How does that compare to versus current getup? More armor, better pierce and fire armor, and +1 deflection. But I lose opportunists. Which I think is more up her alley, and I can always upgrade this, I think. So I don't think it's worth swapping that out.
On it.
Theodore. Lieutenant holds up his sword and squints to the obscurity of the high winds. Who goes there? Oh, it's you, Fatebinder. I wish you didn't have to witness that crude exchange before. Ellie and her lot have caused me no lack of trouble. His manner softens. You're most welcome here. Even if your loyalties fall with the court more than the Legion, we need all the help we can get. I'll never forget how you gave the chorus a piece of your mind to keep the stalwart locals from offing themselves. He shakes his head. I've always said the howling mob is better at scaring folks than recruiting them. During the Stalwart campaign, you halted the Scarlet Corps' conscription efforts to prevent the mass suicides of the local... Oh, that's right. I remember that one. Ash sent word to expect you. We dispatched an outsider to help us in the field. That says something about his urgency to see these Unbroken conquered for good. I think we can both appreciate that his interest in seeing this matter resolved is of a personal nature. He catches himself. I apologize for that outsider remark. Some of us aren't accustomed to working with anyone but the Legion proper. Let's focus on the task at hand. He nods. I'll be happy to leave this place in my tracks. Something about the wind seems to carry all the worst of the stink and refuse to this corner of Stalwart. Now, Ash says the Unbroken are scavenging the Blade Grave for an old Stalwart heirloom. I think of nothing else that would help us breach Sentinel Stand, short of the Regent's timely death. They're not making it easy by holding themselves up behind walls. If the conquest is any evidence, Stalwart folk are less inclined toward facing their enemies in open battle. The Tearsmen are like rats, squeezing themselves behind the narrowest walls to avoid the inevitable. No matter what they find here, the Unbroken are trapped. North of camp, we have soldiers led by my subordinate, Jacomus. To the south, reinforcements march as we speak. He taps his chin in thought. Still, would appreciate any help you can offer. The sooner we claim that Unbroken artifact, the sooner we reach Sentinel Stand. What do you know about artifacts in general? Aside from wishing I had a few to my name, he shakes his head in bewilderment. They're weapons and items powerful enough to change the tide of any battle. I couldn't speak to their nature, or how they're responsible for such storied deeds, but I have no reason to doubt what they can do. The word coming down the line is that an artifact can breach Sentinel Stand. You'll hear no complaints from me. That fortress has stood unchallenged for too long. With your help, I have little doubt it'll wear disfavored banner. Yeah, it'll wear disfavored banners before long. This hardly looks like a territory worth taking, or defending? Well, the search for artifacts certainly changed how we view this garbage pit. In truth, Rust Canyons presents us with some strategic advantages. Our location brushes shoulders with Iron Hearth and Duskwatch Fort. If we could claim this spot for the Disfavored, that'd be as good as controlling the whole region. Kind of. Sentinel Stand is still the real prize of the Blade Grave. Any word from Sentinel Stand? There seems to be more of a scout presence outside the wind wall. Unbroken, Disfavored, everyone is on edge, waiting for something to happen. We'll have to hold our breath a little longer before we can uncork their old keep. And once we track down the stalwart artifact, it'll be a mad scramble as everyone races to claim Sentinel Stand first. But any new information? Not as such. We have every reason to assume that Stratus Harridan hasn't committed suicide yet. We're hopeful that Ash's daughter is in fair condition. I only hope that her father's protection is keeping her spirits high. Tell me about the Unbroken's presence here. They built a fortified camp due east of here, and another group holds a choke point to the southeast. He huffs. Though calling it a camp gives the Unbroken too much credit. It's a scavenger's warren, garbage fortifications that our enemies have managed to defend through dumb luck. No longer. Today it falls. I'm ready to hear how I can contribute. My men are eager for battle. We wouldn't mind taking the Unbroken camp in advance of our reinforcements. He glances to his countrymen with a smile. That'll show the old 15th cohort, eh boys? You may want to clear a group of Unbroken by the bridge to the southeast. They guard another entrance into the camp. Some of our men are being held captive there too. We need the extra numbers on our side to hold these canyons. Now, strictly speaking, my orders are to wait for reinforcements, so I can't directly assist you. But once we secure the camp, you get first pick of the spoils, and a chance to interrogate their leader, Elia. Deal? Very well. I'll help you. Glad to hear it. I'd go after the Unbroken station at the Eastern Bridge first.
See that pen over there? The prisoners within are dressed in Unbroken colors.
Iron Sabatons. Something on your mind? Theodore eyes you up and down as you approach. I'll help you take the Unbroken camp. Alright, we've already read that. Tell me about the Unbroken presence here. We've already read that as well. Farewell. He nods with a slight bow. And farewell to you. May your dealings with the Unbroken be most glorious for you, and most painful for them. So I did gain more wrath, yet more wrath of the Disfavored. Yeah, alright, let's talk to Anwin. I need some cast-off iron? Maybe a few teeth for a necklace for your special someone? The merchant drops one of her many satchels to the ground, and pulls from it numerous tools and trinkets. The scavengers do the gathering, and then I take it from them. Profitable work if you can manage it. Pillaged iron, scavenged bones. There are laws governing mercantile wares, and you're conveniently ignoring them. Something flashes in her eye, and her voice lowers. If the Disfavored are so well off that they can ignore my wares, they're free to do so. As it is, Kyros' army needs all the help they can get. And a friend of means is a friend indeed. If some misplaced moral stand in your way, feel free to buy elsewhere. Very well. Show me what you have. That's the spirit. Come take a look. She nods to her items on display. Heart Finder. So accurate, plus 10 accuracy. The small blade is stained in the dark red of arterial blood, leaving no doubt of where Heartfinder earned its name. Multiple accounts of royal assassinations have described such a blade, though their validity is suspect. How does it compare to what she has? Is that going to show me? I'll do it this way. So less DPS and less accuracy. Probably... Well, it does give you the plus 10 accuracy, I guess. I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, it can be upgraded. It's only fine as opposed to superior. I don't know. I don't think it... How much does it cost? 33? No, we'll hold off on buying that. What can I get you, Fatebinder? Is Iron and Unbroken plunder to spare? War is friendlier to those of us with initiative, eh? Alright, already read that. And nothing else of note.
Yes. Sorry, I can't.
Can I do anything with these prisoners? Barrick pointed them out to me, but I don't know if I can... Yeah, I can't interact with any of them. Alright. Let's do some exploring, I guess.
Can't do that. Sorry, I can't.
Kept mentioning a bridge to the east. How do I get up there?
Can't do that.
Hey, an iron ingot.
Interesting. Sorry, I can't.
Okay. So to get up there, it looks like we have to go through the fort. So it's best if we get to the southeast first. As long as they don't attack me. I feel like they should. They should want to attack me right there to intercept me from going down this way.
Sorry, I can't.
Just letting enemies
Sorry,
run amok
I
in their
can't.
territory. Stay back, stranger. No outsiders allowed beyond this point. You know, you're not the first person to call me an outsider, so you know what, I'm gonna pick a fight. The Disfavored called me an outsider. The Unbroken called me an outsider. Bronze Armiger. Furl your sails, stranger. This bridge marks the beginning of unbroken territory. He scrapes his blade on the planks in front of him, drawing a line. Kyros' forces already tried to best us. They got this far. I know you for what you are, Northerner. I never met a woman or man from Kyros' domain who didn't try to invite my countrymen into the fold. I'll give you this chance to leave. Otherwise, I'm prepared to give my life defending this bridge, meager though it may seem. What do you want with us? What's past this bridge? Sentry scratches his chin and sizes you up. Nothing the likes of you would be interested in. If you're about to ask, well, why are you defending it? Then don't bother. We got provisions, equipment, and unbroken soldiers. Reason enough. The Unbroken rarely buckle or give quarter. We should not underestimate the ferocity of these scavengers. How long have you been fighting Kyros' forces? He pauses to count on his fingers. Long enough to have sons twice, at least. After the storm, I thought Kyros would be satisfied with our pain, but the Overlord still finds reason to kick us. We know these canyons like the back of our shields. We're not going to allow a bunch of pig-headed, ironclad jackanapes chase us away. He huffs with pride. It takes a special sort to outlast a siege or a long campaign. Stalwart-born folk like myself have it by the wagon load. Well, most die for their family, others die for a bridge. Another fool come to test us, he shouts to his men. Once we catch the Northerner, let's stake him up at the wind wall. Alright, Verse, you need to intercept this guy. Just so Lantry does not get
I'm not.
attacked from behind. Let's go and buff up first.
I will.
You got it.
Alright, and then this should hit all of them, right? If I back up a little more. Let's get some defensive buffs up first. Main character, you should be putting Crag Weapon on, and first, Polish Arms. Barrick, you just gonna throw out a taunt.
You got it.
Alright, then knock him prone.
Take me if you
51 and 51. Well, I guess I'll go
have
for the
it no other
51.
way.
Alright, go ahead and skewer that guy. Entry, keep buffing yourself up. Spectral Blur. And I will sunder this guy.
No, sorry.
And poisoned. I like it.
Yeah, no.
Barrick. Let's go ahead and use that. Let's see, what else do we got? A Searing Palm on this guy. Very low chance to hit, but I mean, why not use it?
You got it.
Got that buff, and my main character can use Cleave here, hit both of these guys.
Stalwart prevail!
Then Lantry, heal yourself up, buddy. Well, that hit. I only had like a 27% chance to hit. Good job, Verse. Put some good work back here.
You got it.
And then with that in mind, let us put Healing Aura on Barrick. Then we'll just move him a little closer. Then we can haste Barrick. Main character still putting in work. Let's Sunder. Verse, you just keep doing your thing, I guess. Alright, then Thrust, Barrick. Smack that guy around if you can.
Keep your filthy hands off me!
Verse good, and oh, better yet, hit this guy with the Eternal Flame. I'll keep him silenced with Barrick for right now. Let's see, what else do we got? I guess I should use Mirror Image.
But I can't do that.
Alright, go ahead and swap to your bow there, Verse. Alright, Sunder. Keep popping buffs. Building up that lore and getting more experience, because Verse is still very much behind. Actually, just keep attacking Verse. See if you get more bow experience. Nice. The fight went extraordinarily well. All that healing that Lantry is putting out is just
Can't do that.
so handy.
Sorry, I can't.
I should have used consumables there. Well, there's always next time. Another Iron Kyros, Bronze Axe, and some supplies for the Spire. No difference between the two axes, just by having different names. Yeah, I definitely prefer the Tabor axe, Tabar axe. The main character. Let's see how these look. Well, that looks really freaking cool. Man. The Commander's Plate wasn't so darn good for my build. Shoot. That iron armor looks awesome. And it's got the, like the collar lining to it. I love that on armor. Like fur-lined armor is just my favorite aesthetic. Shoot, man. Can I, is that, so when I do this, does that change the color of that? It does. Man. Darn you, Commander's Plate being so good for my
This will
build.
be fun.
It's fine, I guess. Can I change the color of this? I guess that helps. I kinda like the gray with that. Let's rock the gray. I mean, the red is okay too. I like the red crest. But I prefer the gray for the chest piece. We'll stick with red for now.
Can't do that.
The smell of men soaking in their own waste rises from this spear-lined pit used to keep prisoners.
Would you take a look at that?
Battered helm. The summit has been destroyed by the constant batter of dust and sand, but under the grime and dents, you can see it of exceedingly high quality. A master blacksmith at Spire Forge upgrade may have more information about this item. Alright, so we have another item we can
The
research.
Unbroken have some captives over in that pit.
Alright,
Sorry, I can't.
You there. A voice cries out from within the pit. Dead soldiers, skewered on spears, litter the pit while a few survivors clamor for air. The Unbroken dogs left us here to bleed and rot. Help us, please. Cornered, frightened, no matter where Graven Ash is right now, I'm certain he can sense the terror these soldiers are experiencing. We have information. Valuable information known only to the disfavored. Give us our freedom, and we'll tell you all we know. Rot in your prison. No. We'll do athletics. Lift them out. None of you look all that heavy. Give me your hand. The soldiers fall to their knees when they are finally pulled out of the pit and sigh with relief. I thought we'd never see the outside of that pit. Here, take this key. We acquired it from a scavenger, and there's some stashed north of here. When we tortured him, he said something about a pile of rocks near a banner. The healthiest of the prisoners help the weaker men to their feet, and the group begins its march back to camp.
Sorry, I can't.
North of here
Can't
next
do
to a
that.
banner. Alright, so that's probably something once we get inside the fort. Let's quick save. What do we do here? Gate. These gates have been well reinforced with scavenged metal, likely withstand many blows. 49 athletics. Damage the gate is an attempt to break through them. Attacking the gates will be viewed as a hostile action by the Unbroken. Psh, like I care. Alright, just want to grab this loot real fast. Shh. Then we'll probably call it an episode before we actually assault the fort itself.
As you command.
Alright, so it looks like we have quite the fight ahead of us. I'm excited. Excited to use Silver Core a little more too. The poison applies very frequently, because it's against, what, their endurance, right? Yeah. I wonder if Graven Ash or anybody else will have anything to say about this, because the Iron Guard are the top tier guys in the Disfavored. Like the advisors to Graven Ash. Man, I really want to wear this. It looks so cool. Obviously I'd have to change my helmet, but oh, the Commander's Plate also looks cool, but I do like the Iron Armor a little more. And the Commander's Plate is also more relevant to my build, so I'm not gonna change it, sadly. Alright, I'm gonna call the episode here. In the next one, we will attack the Unbroken Fort and Rust Canyons, and something else. I've lost my train of thought. Alright, either way, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode.